Welcome to my channel. Do you feel like you're learning English but not improving your vocabulary? You go to class, do your homework, maybe even watch English movies, but when it's time to speak, the right words just don't come? I understand. I've been there too. That's why today I want to share something different, something that really worked for me. I memorized 1,000 English words in just 30 days. And no, I didn't spend hours with a dictionary or do boring word lists. I used a simple, smart method that anyone can follow, even if you're just starting to learn English. In this video, I'll take you step by step through everything I did, how I learned, what I used, and how you can do it too. So stay with me till the end because these tips can help you speak more confidently, understand more clearly, and feel proud of your English. Let's get started. Chapter 1: Understanding the Power of Vocabulary. When my students ask me, why should I learn more vocabulary? I always say, because vocabulary is your voice in English. Without enough words, you cannot speak clearly, write your thoughts, or even understand others. You may know grammar, you may pronounce English well, but if your vocabulary is small, you will always feel lost in conversations. You will understand part of a sentence, but not the whole. You will want to say something, but not know how to say it. That's why vocabulary is the key. It is the foundation of language. Without it, everything else becomes harder. Let me give you an example. Imagine someone wants to say, I am very tired today because I worked late last night. But they don't know the words tired or worked. What can they say? Maybe, I, no energy yesterday, job late? It's hard, right? The grammar might be okay, but without the right words, the meaning is unclear. Now, imagine if they just knew 2, 3 more words. Suddenly, the whole sentence makes sense. It becomes smooth, natural, and clear. Some people think they need to learn every English word to become fluent. That's not true. Most native speakers use about 2, 0 to 3 common words in everyday conversation. You don't need to learn 50 zero words. You just need the right 1,000 to 2,000 words, the ones people use every day. That's what I did. I focused on the most useful high-frequency words, and it changed everything for me. Let me give you some real examples. Words like go, come, take, give, make, want, need, try, know, think. Happy, sad, tired, hungry, ready, busy, easy, fast, slow. House, school, job, friend, day, time, food, money, place. These are words we use in every conversation. If you know how to use them well, you can express so many things. You don't need to say exhausted if you already know very tired. You don't need to say delighted if you can say very happy. Start with the basics and then build slowly. Another question I hear is, but I already know many of these words. Why can't I speak fluently? Good question. Knowing a word and using a word are not the same. Many learners recognize words when reading, but they don't use them when speaking or writing. That's because they learned the word passively from a list or a textbook. But to speak fluently, you need active vocabulary. That means you not only know the meaning, but you can use the word quickly in real sentences in real time. That's what I focused on, not just knowing words, but owning them. Let me tell you a short story. One of my students, Ali, told me, Teacher, I understand English movies, but I can't speak. I asked him, how many words do you think you know? He said, maybe 3,000. I said, okay, now how many of those do you use in real life? He said, maybe 300. That's the problem. We often learn many words, but we don't use them. They stay in the brain, but we never practice them. My job as a teacher is to help you move words from passive memory to active use. That's when your English really starts to grow. Now, here comes something exciting. What if you could learn just 100 new words this week and still sound like a fluent speaker? Yes, it's possible. If you choose the right 100 words and practice them every day, you can talk about your life, your feelings, your plans, your dreams in English. Let me show you how in the next chapters. But before we go there, here's another tip. Always learn words in context. That means don't just learn a word like run. Learn it in a sentence. For example, I run every morning. Or she runs fast. This helps your brain remember faster. When you see the word being used, you understand it better and you remember it longer. Also, connect the word to your life. If you learn the word restaurant, think of your favorite restaurant. Think of what you eat there, who you go with when you visit. Now, the word is not just a word, it's a part of your story. That's how vocabulary becomes powerful. So, here's what I want you to remember from this chapter. Vocabulary is your voice. You don't need all words, just the right words. Use simple, common words in real life sentences. Make passive words active by speaking and writing. Learn in context. Connect words to your daily life. In the next chapter, I'll show you the smart techniques I use to learn words fast without stress or boring repetition. These are techniques that help me remember 1,000 words in 30 days, and they can help you too. So keep watching, because the next part is where the real magic starts. Chapter 2, Smart Learning Techniques That Work. So now you understand that vocabulary is the key to speaking and understanding English well. But here's the next question my students always ask. How do I learn all these words? Most people try to memorize long lists. Maybe they write 20 new words every day and then try to remember them before a test. But guess what? 1 week later, they forget everything. The truth is, the way you learn matters more than how much time you spend. I didn't learn 1,000 words by repeating them 1,000 times. I use smart learning techniques. These methods are easy, fun, and most importantly, they work. In this chapter, I'll share with you the 3 most powerful techniques I used every day: spaced repetition, flashcards, and storytelling. Let's start with spaced repetition. This is a simple idea, but it's very powerful. When we learn a new word, our brain quickly starts to forget it. The first time we see it, we might remember it for a few hours. If we see it again the next day, we remember it for longer. If we see it again after 3 days, it sticks even better. This is called the forgetting curve. Spaced repetition works by reviewing words at the perfect time right before you forget them. Here's how I used it. I made a list of 20 new words every 3 days, but I didn't just look at them once. I reviewed them on day 1, day 3, day 6, day 10, and day 15. Just a few minutes each time. And every time I reviewed, the words stayed in my memory longer. After 1 month, I could remember them without even trying. That's the power of spaced repetition. Now, let's talk about flashcards. A flashcard is a small card with a word on one side and the meaning or a picture on the other. Flashcards are great because they turn learning into a game. You look at the word, try to remember the meaning, and flip it over to check. You can do it anywhere on the bus, in your room, while waiting for tea. But the best part is this. Flashcards make learning active. You are not just reading, you are testing yourself. This helps your brain work harder, and that means you remember more. You don't need to buy flashcards. You can make them at home. Take some paper, cut it into small cards, and write new words on one side. On the back, write the meaning in your language or better. write a sentence using the word. Even better, draw a simple picture. For example, if the word is apple, draw a little red apple. Now your brain connects the word to an image, and that helps memory even more. Next comes my favorite method, storytelling. People think storytelling is just for children, but actually, it's one of the best ways to remember new words. Why? Because our brains love stories. When we hear a story, we feel something. We see pictures in our minds. We remember what happened. And if a new word is part of that story, we remember the word too. Let me give you an example. Let's say you are learning the word climb. You could just write it down and say, climb means to go up. But if you say, yesterday I climbed a tall tree to get my little brother's kite, now the word is inside a picture. You remember the tree, the kite, your brother, and the word climb is part of that memory. When I was learning my 1,000 words, I made up short stories using 5 or 6 new words together. Sometimes they were funny, sometimes they were about my real life, and sometimes I used words to imagine something new. Every time I told or wrote a story, I learned the words faster and I enjoyed the process. Here's another tip. Tell the story out loud. Say it to yourself in the mirror. Say it to your dog or your little sister. It doesn't matter if someone listens. Speaking the words helps your brain keep them longer. Now, here's a small secret. I never studied more than 20 new words at once. That's it, just 20 words. Because if you try to learn too much at the same time, your brain gets tired. So I learned 20 words, reviewed them using spaced repetition, practiced them with flashcards, and used them in stories. That's how I could remember so many words in just 1 month. Imagine this. What if you remember a word forever just after a few reviews? That's the magic of spaced repetition. What if learning vocabulary felt like telling your own story? That's the beauty of storytelling. And what if learning English felt like a fun game, not a boring task? That's what flashcards can do for you. These techniques are simple, but they are powerful. You don't need a special app or expensive course. All you need is time, attention, and a little bit of creativity. In the next chapter, I'll show you how I use these tools every day, step by step, to reach my goal. Even if you're busy, you can still make fast progress. I'll show you how. So don't stop now. The real transformation begins in the next part. Keep watching. Chapter 3, Daily Practice. Small steps, big results. After I understood what to learn and how to learn it smartly, the next challenge was staying consistent. Many people are excited in the beginning. They say, yes, I will learn 50 words a day. But after 3 days, they feel tired. They forget the words. They stop learning. Why? Because they try to do too much too fast. But learning English is not a race. It's not about how much you do in one day. It's about what you do every day, even for just 10 or 15 minutes. This is where I found the secret to success. Daily practice in small steps. I decided to stop thinking about big numbers. I didn't say, I will learn 1,000 words this month. Instead, I said, I will learn 15 to 20 words today. That's it. And I did that every single day. Some days I was busy, some days I was tired. But I still gave 10 minutes to vocabulary, no matter what. This small daily routine changed everything. You see, your brain loves habits. When you do something every day, even for a short time, your brain says, this is important. It starts to remember better. Learning becomes automatic. You don't feel pressure and you don't get bored. It's like brushing your teeth. You just do it. Let me show you what my daily routine looked like. Morning, 10 minutes. After waking up and having tea, I opened my flashcards. I reviewed 15-20 old words using spaced repetition. I didn't add new words in the morning. I only reviewed. This helped me start the day with focus and confidence. Afternoon, 10 minutes. After lunch or during a short break, I listened to a short English story or watched a YouTube video. I tried to find videos that used the same words I was learning. When I heard a word I knew, I felt happy like, yes, I remember that one. This gave me motivation. Evening, 15-20 minutes. This was my main learning time. I took 15-20 new words. I read their meaning. I made 2 or 3 short sentences using them. Then I tried to make a small story, like I shared in chapter 2. After that, I used the words in a voice recording. I just spoke freely, using as many new words as I could. I recorded myself on my phone. Sometimes I listened again to check if I used the words correctly. So the total time? Around 30 to 40 minutes a day. But the truth is, even 15 minutes a day can make a big difference. You can do it in the bus, while cooking, while waiting in line. Vocabulary doesn't always need a quiet room and a notebook. You just need to stay connected with the words every day. Now let's talk about motivation. Because even with a good routine, we all have days when we feel tired or bored. One trick I used was mixing things up. For example, some days I use vocabulary apps like Anki or Quizlet. These apps use spaced repetition and make learning fun. Other days, I just played games like word puzzles, matching games, or simple quizzes. This way, I didn't feel like I was studying. It felt like playing. Another great way to practice without pressure is talking to yourself in English. I know this sounds strange, but it works. Just look around your room and say, "This is a chair. The chair is blue. I sit on the chair when I'm tired." It's simple, but it helps. You start using your new words naturally. No one is judging you. It's just practice. And the more you speak, the more confident you become. Watching English videos with subtitles is also powerful. Choose easy shows or videos you enjoy. I often watch cartoons, travel vlogs, and cooking channels. They used real English in real situations, and I always kept a notebook. When I heard a new word, I paused, wrote it down, and added it to my flashcards later. This made learning active, not passive. Also, don't forget to reward yourself. After 1 week of consistent practice, do something fun. Watch your favorite movie, eat your favorite snack. Celebrate small wins. It keeps your brain happy. You'll look forward to the next week. And here's something important. Don't worry if you forget words. It's normal. I forgot many words in the beginning, but the more I reviewed, the stronger my memory became. The key is not to feel bad. Just review again, use the word again, and move on. Learning is not perfect. It's progress. Let me tell you a quick story. One of my students, Zara, had only 10 minutes a day to study. She was a busy mother with 2 kids. She told me, "I can't learn much in 10 minutes." I said, "Just start. Don't stop." After 1 month, she could use over 300 new words. Why? Because she practiced every day. Not for hours, just for a few minutes. And those minutes changed everything. So here's the truth. Did you know just 15 minutes a day can change your English completely? Yes, it's true. Not by doing something big once, but by doing something small again and again. In the next chapter, I'll show you how to take those words and actually use them in real life. How to speak, write, and even think in English. Because remembering words is good, but using them is what makes you fluent. Keep going. The best part is just ahead. Chapter 4. Using words actively. Speak, write, and think in English learning. New vocabulary is exciting. You study new words, review them, and feel good when you recognize them in books or videos. But here's the truth. If you don't use those words, you will slowly forget them. Learning a word once is not enough. To truly remember and use English fluently, you must make the words part of your everyday life. And how do you do that? By using them actively through speaking, writing, and even thinking in English. In this chapter, I'll show you how I did exactly that. You'll learn how to use new words every day in simple, fun ways, no pressure, no perfection. Because you don't have to be perfect to practice, you just have to practice. Let's begin with speaking. Speaking is the fastest way to turn passive vocabulary into active vocabulary. But many learners avoid speaking because they are afraid of making mistakes. Maybe you feel shy, or maybe you don't have anyone to speak with. I understand. That's why I started small. I began by talking to myself in English. Yes, it may sound strange, but it works. I would walk around the house and describe what I was doing. Now I am making tea. The water is hot. I need sugar. Simple sentences, nothing fancy. But I was using the words I had learned. My mouth was practicing the sounds, and my brain was making connections. After a week, I noticed something amazing. I was speaking faster and with more confidence. Then I started recording myself. Every evening, I chose 5 to 10 new words and made a short speech. Just 2, 3 minutes. I would say, today I learned the word delicious. My lunch was delicious. I made chicken and rice. My mother said it was also delicious. Again, the words were simple, but they became real. They became part of my voice. Next, let's talk about writing. Writing is another powerful tool to make words stick. I didn't write essays or long stories. I just wrote short sentences or small paragraphs using the new words I had learned that day. For example, if the new word was rain, I would write, "It is raining today. I don't like rain. I want to stay inside and drink tea." These small writings took only 5 minutes, but they helped me see the word, think about it, and use it in real situations. Over time, my writing improved and my vocabulary became stronger. One of my favorite exercises was keeping a daily journal in English. Every night before sleeping, I wrote 4 or 5 lines about my day. Today was a good day. I went to the market. I bought apples and bread. The shop was busy. I met my friend Ollie. We talked for 10 minutes. This habit helped me review common verbs and nouns like go, buy, meet, talk, and also connect English to my real life. Now, here's something many people don't think about: thinking in English. Yes, it's a little strange at first, but it's also very powerful. Instead of translating your thoughts from your language to English, try thinking directly in English. For example, if you are cooking, don't think main chawal paka raha hun. Try thinking, I am cooking rice. When you walk to the shop, think, I need to buy milk. I hope the shop is open. The weather is hot today. At first, it's hard. You will forget words or get stuck. But slowly, your brain will get used to it. And the more you think in English, the faster you will speak it naturally. It's like training your mind to become English ready. But I know some learners say, I don't have anyone to talk to in English. That's okay. I didn't either. But here's what you can do. Record yourself speaking, then listen again. Use voice chat apps with English learners around the world. Join online language exchange groups. Some people want to practice your language, and you can practice English. Even better, talk to your pet, your mirror, or even your cup of tea. The point is, you are using your words. Another problem learners face is fear of mistakes. We all make mistakes. Even native speakers do. Don't wait to be perfect. Start using what you know now. If you say, he go to work, people will still understand you. Later, you'll learn to say, he goes to work. That's how we all learn by doing, correcting, and improving. I'll tell you about my student, Farhan. He was afraid to speak because he thought his grammar was bad. I told him, don't worry about grammar, just speak. After 1 month of daily speaking practice, just 5 minutes a day, he was able to hold a conversation. Not perfect, but confident. That's the goal. You want to feel free and confident using English in real life. So here's what I want you to try today. Choose 5 new words you learned recently. Make one small sentence with each word. Say them out loud 2 or 3 times. Then write a short paragraph or story using at least 3 of those words. Finally, spend 5 minutes just thinking in English. Describe your room, your plans, your lunch, anything. If you do this every day, even for a short time, your English will grow faster than you think. You will not only know words, you will own them. So remember, you don't have to be perfect to practice, you just have to practice. In the next chapter, I'll show you how I stayed motivated and tracked my progress so I didn't give up even on the hard days. Let's keep going. You're doing great. Chapter 5, Tracking Progress and Staying Motivated. When I first decided to learn 1,000 English words in 30 days, I felt excited, but also a little scared. It sounded like a big number. At the start, I had energy and motivation. But after a few days, I began to feel tired. Some days I didn't want to study. Other days I thought, is this even working? That's when I learned something very important. If you want to stay motivated, you must track your progress and celebrate small wins. Learning English or anything big is not a sprint. It's a marathon. That means slow, steady steps every day. Not a fast start and a quick stop. When you track your steps, you start to see how far you've come, and that keeps you moving forward, even on the hard days. Let me tell you what worked for me. First, I used a simple notebook. Every day, I wrote the date and the number of words I learned. Just a small entry. For example, July 5 learned 15 new words. Table, chair, window, curtain. Reviewed 20 old words. Used 10 in sentences. This took only 2-3 minutes, but it helped a lot. After 1 week, I could flip back and say, wow, I've already learned 100 words. That felt good. It made me want to learn more. The notebook became a record of my progress, a little story of my English journey. Later, I added a checklist. I made a small chart on paper, 30 boxes, one for each day. Every time I finished my daily practice, I put a dub in the box. On some days, I only had 10 minutes, but I still checked the box. Why? Because the goal was not perfection. The goal was consistency. Seeing the check marks grow gave me a sense of pride. I didn't want to break the chain. Then I tried using a few free apps like Anki and Quizlet. These apps helped me review words using spaced repetition, and they also showed my progress. For example, Anki would say, you have learned 300 cards, or you have studied for 10 days in a row. These small messages motivated me. It felt like a game, and I wanted to keep winning. Now let's talk about motivation, because even with tools, you will have days when you feel tired. You may think, I'm too busy today, or I don't see improvement. That's okay. It's part of the process. The key is to stay kind to yourself and to keep going. One thing that helped me was celebrating small wins. After every 100 words, I did something fun. Sometimes I watched a movie in English and said, let's see how many words I understand now. Other times I gave myself a small treat like my favorite dessert or a relaxing evening walk. These little rewards kept me happy and motivated. Another powerful tip is to look back. Every Sunday, I read my notebook and asked myself 3 questions. What did I learn this week? What was hard for me? What can I do better next week? This simple reflection made a big difference. It showed me my growth, and it helped me fix small problems before they became big ones. Let me tell you a quick story about my friend Yasmin. She started learning English with me. At first, she was excited, but after 2 weeks, she called me and said, I don't feel I'm improving. I asked her, Are you tracking what you've learned? She said no. So I gave her the same notebook idea. 2 weeks later, she called again and said, I feel so much better. I didn't realize I've learned 150 new words. Seeing her progress gave her the confidence to keep going. Sometimes progress is slow, and that's normal. Some words you forget. Some days are harder than others. But if you keep going, you'll reach your goal. It's like planting seeds. You don't see the tree in one day, but with time and water and sunlight, it grows. When I felt stuck or frustrated, I reminded myself, you're not starting from zero. You're starting from experience. Even if I forgot a word, I didn't panic. I just reviewed it again the next day. I knew it would get easier. So here are a few things you can do right now. Start a small vocabulary journal. Just 1 line per day is enough. Create a checklist for the next 30 days. Mark every day you practice. Set small goals. Learn 10 words, write 5 sentences, or speak for 3 minutes. Celebrate your wins. Watch a video, eat your favorite snack, or tell a friend, I learned 200 words. And most importantly, never compare your progress to others. Everyone learns at their own speed. What matters is that you are learning. So remember this. Even when it feels hard, small wins today make big success tomorrow. Keep going. You are much closer than you think. In the next chapter, the final one, I'll show you how to continue growing your English after these 30 days. Because this is not the end, it's just the beginning of your English journey. Chapter 6, How You Can Start Today and Keep Going. So now you've seen exactly how I memorized 1,000 English words in 30 days step by step. I've shown you why vocabulary is so important, how to learn smartly, how to practice daily, how to use words actively, and how to stay motivated when things feel hard. Now it's your turn. Maybe you're thinking, can I really do this? The answer is yes, you can. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to start. In this final chapter, I'll give you a clear, simple plan to follow starting today. I'll also share free tools and resources you can use, even if you're a complete beginner. If you follow this plan and stay consistent, you'll see real results faster than you think. Step 1. Set a clear, simple goal. Don't say, I want to learn English fast. That's too big and unclear. Instead, say this, I will learn 1,000 words in the next 30 days. Break it down even more. I will learn 30, 40 new words every day. Or, if you're busy, I will learn 15, 20 new words every day. The goal must be small enough to feel easy, but big enough to keep you moving. Step 2. Choose the right words. Start with common, useful words. Don't waste time on rare words you won't use. Focus on everyday objects, table, door, phone, bed, daily actions. Eat, sleep, go, make, bring. Feelings, happy, tired, angry, excited. Basic adjectives. Big, small, hot, cold. You can find many free word lists online. Just search 1,000 most common English words or basic English vocabulary list for beginners. Copy the words into a notebook or download a list you like. Step 3. Make and use flashcards. Use paper flashcards or apps like Anki, Quizlet, or Memrise. On one side, write the English word. On the other side, write the meaning in your language or in simple English, a sentence using the word, or even draw a small picture. Review the flashcards every day using spaced repetition. Day 1, 3, 6, 10, 15. Don't just test yourself. If you use an app, it will remind you when to review. If you use paper, create a system, maybe 3 boxes or folders. Move cards from new to review to mastered as you go. Step 4. Practice daily. Even 15 minutes is enough. You don't need hours. Just 15-30 minutes a day can change your English. Make it a habit like brushing your teeth. Here's a sample routine. Morning, 5 mins. Review old flashcards turnoon, 10 mins. Watch a short English video with subtitles, evening, 15 mins. Learn 10-20 new words, yone. Make a short story or speak out loud. Even on busy days, do something small. The key is don't break the chain. Step 5. Speak, write, and think in English. Don't just memorize. Use the words. Speak to yourself while cooking, walking, or cleaning. Record your voice using new words. Talk for 1-2 minutes. Write a daily journal. Just 3-5 lines about your day. Think in English. Describe your surroundings or your thoughts silently. You don't need a partner or class. Just use what you learn. This is how words become yours. Step 6. Track your progress and stay motivated. Use a simple notebook. Write the number of words you learned each day. Use a calendar or checklist. Mark each day you study, even if it's just a few minutes. And celebrate small wins. Learned 100 words? Great, reward yourself. Spoken English for the first time? Amazing, tell someone. Practiced for 7 days without stopping? That's success. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to show up. Free resources to help you. Anki for spaced repetition flashcards. Free and powerful. Quizlet easy flashcard sets made by learners. Memrise, fun word, learning with native speaker videos. YouTube channels like Speak English with Mr. Duncan, English Addict, BBC Learning English. Simple English books and graded readers, podcasts for beginners like The English We Speak by BBC or Speak English Now. Most of these are free and great for learning new vocabulary in context. Final words. Start small, but start now. The most important thing is not to wait. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need to know everything. You just need to begin. Start with 5 words. Write them down. Say them out loud. Use them in one sentence. That's enough for today. Tomorrow, do it again. That's how I started. That's how I learned 1,000 words in 30 days. And that's how you can do it too. So here's my challenge for you. Start today. Don't stop. Keep going, even when it feels slow. And remember this. You don't need to be perfect, you just need to start. And that's it for today's video. I really hope you found these tips useful and easy to follow. If you've watched this far, that means you're serious about improving your English, and I'm proud of you for that. Learning a language is not easy, but you've taken a big step today. Every new word, every sentence you speak, and every moment you spend learning English brings you closer to your goal. Now, if you found this video helpful, please subscribe to my channel. I share simple, practical lessons just like this one, so you can improve your vocabulary, speaking, grammar, and confidence step by step. Whether you're learning English for school, work, or just for yourself, I'm here to help you on your journey. Also, don't forget to like this video. It really helps more English learners like you find this content. And please comment below, tell me, what was your favorite part of this video? What's one new word you learned today? Or how do you plan to learn English faster? I read every single comment, and I try my best to reply and support each of you. Your messages truly inspire me, and I love being part of your learning journey. So let's keep learning together. Let's make English fun, simple, and part of our daily lives. I believe in you. You can do this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care and keep practicing.